Welcome to everybody that's new, and this is for anyone in the Mary Kay world. So you can share it with anybody and everybody. Don't worry. And we have the amazing Tammy Bradford. And thank you, my friend, for being willing to take this is such a busy season. Can't we all agree, just in life in general? And to take time. I've had the privilege of, because I'm in Colorado, of getting to spend time with her. And if you haven't, some of you might not even be in the same Mary Kay, seminar affiliation, but you're in for a treat today. And I try to bring the best of the best every week, and she is it. And she does it the Mary Kay way. She's a legend. If you haven't been able to be at the feet of her yet, you're going to get something powerful and amazing today. And girlfriend, I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. I know how busy you are, and to take time to give to the whole Mary Kay world is one of the biggest go give things. And that's really what I don't know how this took on a life of its own, but it did. And so I just deeply, deeply appreciate you for just being the woman that you are and giving to so many. And I'm going to shush up. I'm going to go do all the background stuff. And I'm just going to let you take over, my beautiful friend.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Jenny. I really appreciate this. I am honored to be able to do this. And like you said, to be able to train or be there for other people or give back. We all got to learn all of the things we learned from Mary Kay for free. So I'm always honored to be asked to do this. And whenever I have a chance, I always want to be able to do this because so many giants and Mary Kay poured into me in the very beginning when I was just this raw piece of clay that really needed to be molded. So thank you for that. And I also want to congratulate all of you on this screen. I am the most blessed person now because I showed up to every training available to me from the time I was a consultant until basically yesterday. Whenever there is something I can get to, I get to it. And there have been times that I've had back issues and um, been on so many pain pills I didn't even know where I was, that I probably shouldn't have been at these events, but I went anyway. And I am totally healed. Been 15 years since my surgery, so we're all good to go. But a lot of people show up when it's convenient. And any of you posting any questions in the comments, I turn those off. So I'm not ignoring you. It's just I'm easily distracted. So I will give time for questions if we have time for that here at the end. But some people do show up when it's convenient, but not you guys. So really give yourself a pat on the back or grab a gold sticker off your desk and put it on your chest. Even even those of you who are listening to the recording later, you deserve to feel like a champ for showing up for this and for being willing to invest in yourself and in your future self. I need a tissue. Hold on. Isn't it the thing that we get all prepared and then for me, I either need to go to the bathroom or my nose starts running. So those of you who don't know me, thank you for your kind words, Jen. The reason I became a director was because of the way they're introduced. Honestly, that was the number one reason I became a sales director. But I've been in Mary Kay 27 years. I've been a director for 26. And I was a single mom working two jobs, barely paying my bills, never seeing my children. And when my one of my very best friends, Carrie, wanted me to hear the marketing plan, she kept saying, "You should do this." Okay, now this is going to be your first lesson. She didn't ask me for 2 years. She said, "You should do this." And I kept saying, "Oh, Carrie, I'm way too young, way too cool to sell that old lady stuff." That was my answer. And really, it was that I was just too busy. I didn't know how I would fit it in. And I was every type that would not join Mary Kay. No money, no time, no makeup, no friends, no knowledge. And I'd even fainted during a public speaking class in college. So every reason to not do this. But finally, one day, she was issued a challenge from her director to hold 5 sharing appointments in the month of August. And it was August 1st when she was telling me this, and it was her birthday. So how do you say no to somebody on their birthday? So I said yes. I scheduled it for August 29th. Second lesson, don't tell them it's for the month, what your goal is. Tell them it's for the next 3 days. So I scheduled it for August 29th. It was a Friday night, and I scheduled it knowing that if anything better came up, I would cancel. That's what a great friend I am. So it was August 29th. I was single. It was Friday. Nothing better came up. So I had to go to this appointment. So I met her at a Starbucks, listened to the marketing plan, and the rest is history. When I heard how much money she was making on the side, I signed up that day and worked this business 8 hours a week. That was it, 8 hours a week. And after 6 months, I was making enough money to quit both of my jobs. So a lot of times we don't work consistently, and that's the problem. And I've always said consistency is the secret to this business, but I think there's a lot of other secrets to this business. And I'm going to share with you my acronym for DECIDE. And I know a lot of you are secretly rolling your eyes right now because that was mine. I kept telling my director, yes, I've decided. I've decided. It's just not working. And she would tell me the reason it's not working is because you haven't really decided. Like it has to be like, it doesn't have to come before your God and your family and everything else, but it needs to be up there somewhere. I just hadn't decided. So this is one of my favorite acronyms is DECIDE. And we're going to start with the letter D. And that stands for dare. Dare to let yourself decide on something big. Okay, your decision cannot be a weenie decision. There's no excitement in that. And you'll either achieve something too small, it's embarrassing to celebrate, or you will let yourself off the hook and achieve nothing. You need a decision that is worthy of you, worthy of your time, your energy, your boldness. It's one that you will be scared but excited. Scared but excited. I have a grandson. Well, oh my gosh, I have 4 grandbabies now. And I know I'm way too young to have grandbabies. And I have another one coming in March. We're very excited. But my very first grandson, I'm not the babysitting grandma. In fact, I'm not a grandma. My grandkids call me Tama. Doesn't that just break your heart? And so we go on adventures. So I go pick him up and we go to the park or the trampoline thing or what we'd go to the museum. And he would have times where we were climbing up jungle gyms and I'd say, let's go. And he'd say, I'm scared. I'm like, you're not scared, you're excited. And I just kept saying that to him. You're not scared, you're excited. So one day we were going to the park and we faced this jungle gym and I'm like, let's go. He goes, I'm so skited. So I've combined the two, scared and excited. It's not, it's my new word. It's one that will change your life and the ones around you. So you got to have a little bit of scared in there, but then a lot of bit of excited. And from the breakthrough code, which I have really embraced since we were on the top trip last year, we don't focus on goals anymore because goals mean things that are in the future. They may or may not happen, but we replace the word goal with results. And when I say we, I mean basically me. Okay. And anybody who talks to me, when they say, well, my goal is, I go, no, I don't want to hear your goal. What's your result going to be? So we focus on results because those are things that you can either check in the win or lose column. There is no trying. Okay. Trying doesn't count. So I always used to say from the very beginning of time that we dare, D-A-R-E, decide and redecide every day. And I've been saying that forever, but there was always something missing. And then I dived back into John Maxwell's training. And he doesn't use the acronym, but it's basically DAMDed, D-A-M-D-E-D. And his is decide and manage that decision every day. So you don't get to redecide every day. The decision is made, but you get to manage that decision every day. Like if you say, I'm going to go to the gym every day. Okay, that was decided. That means you set your clothes out. That means you schedule your day and make room for it. It doesn't mean, oh, well, I couldn't because of this, this, and this. So there's 4 steps to managing that decision. Okay, the first one is Tell everyone who will cheer you on. So don't tell those negative Nellies or those people who put you down or those people who say, yeah, but what about this? Because there are people in your life who love you, but the more you succeed, it puts a spotlight on what they're not doing. And so they don't really want you to succeed. They love you, but they don't want you to succeed. Or you have those other people who are so scared for you. And what if you're disappointed? And what if you miss that goal? So they'd rather protect you and give you all the things that could go wrong rather than say, I believe in you, you could do this. So you want to tell everyone who will believe in you and who will cheer you on, who will tell you they believe in you. The second one is tell God and ask for his help. Now, yes, that should be the first one, but I was typing up these notes really fast. So my goal all the way since the beginning of DIQ through yesterday is God, replace this fear with your love. And I have said that prayer driving down the road. I always pull over, say my prayer. And that's for Mary Kay things. It's for family tragedy things. It's for big things I'm taking on. I have a severe paralyzing heights fear. And so when I drive over overpasses, I say this prayer all the time. But my friend JC Backus, she shared with me this week her fear or her prayer was, God, help me want this success more than I'm willing to feel the fear. And that, I mean, that's another one, just replacing that fear again. Okay, so number one is tell everyone. Number two is tell God. Number three is create your 6 most important ta-da list, not to do, ta-da. And that's because then you can't put laundry on there because you're telling people I did the laundry today. Little people in the back aren't be going ta-da. So that's why it's got to be something that's exciting and lines up with the results you want. So your 6 most important ta-da list the night before on a timeline. So I always fit it in on a timeline so I don't have crunch time where I'm moving things to the next day. So every day my calendar has 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. And where am I fitting these 6 most important things in? I like to get them all done before noon because fear usually starts to set in after 12. Okay. So, procrastinator's motto is I'll do it tomorrow. So when you do your 6 most important list the night before, you get to say, I'll do it tomorrow. And you're kind of excited about it. So you're going to be a good boss and you're going to write your 6 most important list the night before. But then you got to be a good employee the next day and you got to actually do it. Ugh. So that's number 3. Number 4 is create a plan and tell someone, maybe that first person, who will hold you accountable. This most likely will not be your husband. He loves you too much. He's going to let you off the hook because he just wants you to be happy in the moment. So maybe and definitely not another person who's on the same level of the career path with you or has any of the same hangups with you, because then you come the Me Too crowd, right? So you always want to reach up. So those are the 4 steps to managing that decision. So that was all under D. So for those of you who are going, wait, are we on to E yet? We weren't. Now we're on E. E stands for expect ups and downs. Most people don't go hard enough, long enough to see the difference, so they quit. Do not let the first obstacle stop you or the second. And some won't try until there is a guarantee it will be easy or the effort will be worth it. I catch myself doing that sometimes too. Do you want to know what is guaranteed? The more powerful woman you will become in the pursuit of any goal. You guys, driving a pink Cadillac is so fun, but the woman I became in earning that Cadillac is priceless. Did I hear no's? Yes, I did. Did I get stood up, or what we call porched, where you go to their door and nobody's there and you're standing on her porch? Yes, I did. But I also met some incredible women who are still with me 22 years later. And all of my walls of protection were blown away. And I get to have true conversations and friendships and love and closeness that I wouldn't let myself feel before. And I couldn't genuinely pass those things on, not only to other Mary Kay women, but to my own family and my own children. So get over yourself and go for it. And God will help turn you back into the woman He intended you to be instead of the one society and the world has created. Okay, we're on to C, change. What changes can you make? Guess what? You can't change other people. What do we say? You can't change other people, but you can change people. Trying to change other people will just frustrate you and them. So we're talking about changing yourself, changing you. And I know you're probably thinking of one thought already, the one thing that you need to change about yourself. So here's the thing. And then you're going, I don't want to change that. I don't want to get up earlier. I don't want to be in the 5 o'clock club. I don't want to do a weekly plan sheet. I don't want to make booking calls. I just want to text. So whatever you don't want to change is probably what needs to change. Might be a small habit, might be a Mary Kay step or a trick or something that has been proven to work. Going to meeting consistently, closing the party the Mary Kay way. Why not make that change today? So whatever it is that you don't want to change, it's probably the one you want to change. So for most of us, the biggest change we need to make is to be proactive instead of reactive. A lot of us don't do our weekly or our most important list the night before, and then the next day we just to react to whatever happens. And that's why we need to do those the night before. I read something in the breakthrough code that I have rewritten 4 times in different notebooks because I never want to forget it. So I'm going to share it with you. And I've met a lot of people who've read the breakthrough code and they're like, yeah, I listened to it on audio. I read through the first couple of chapters and I was like, this is so important. So I got a journal and I started journaling and taking notes. I started back from the beginning and started all over. And it has changed so much in me personally and in my life. And I've been in Mary Kay 27 years. So if you're going to get the book, I want you to commit that you're not just going to do it halfway. You're going to read it, you're going to journal, and you're going to do the exercises. But this is the one part that hit me the hardest that I want to share with you and I share with myself. I reread it daily. It says life, and just replace the word God in there, right? Life is always working on us to grow us into our purpose. If we take the initiative and actually work on growing ourselves, life won't have to be so hard on us. What? We're the ones making it hard. Then they continue on. When we're working hard on ourselves and keep pushing beyond our limits, life can seem easy. If we don't push ourselves, life is hard on us because it is determined to help us fulfill our purpose. So you guys, God put a dream inside of your heart long, long time ago. It's probably one that you've been avoiding. Some of us are like hot pursuit for it for a while. And then we're like, this is too hard. I'm not going to do this anymore. Or I'm not going to believe in this anymore. Or you know what I have right now is good anyway. But guess what? God will turn into one of those irritating little brothers. He will just keep poking you in the back of the head, going, I haven't given up on you. I called you to do something big. So even if we settle, even if we put our purpose down, even if we give up on ourselves, God won't. He's going to be that irritating little brother till you start up again. Okay. So that was C and what needs to change. And then I stands for imagine. Imagine. Every day, allow yourself to visit your vision, your dream, the future you want, and get skited. Let yourself get emotionally attached to the result you want. Write it down. You guys, I write my goals every day. I have 3 major goals I'm working on right now. They're all connected, but I write them every day. Yes, every day. I write them in my notebook. When I have my quiet time in the morning, I'm writing them every day. So when you write your goals every day, you are 50% more likely to achieve it. 50% more likely than somebody who's not writing it down. Second thing is a dream board or a goal poster. And, I have mine right here. And I add pictures and sayings and different things that I want. And there's all different things on here. But having a dream board, you're 80% more likely or guaranteed to achieve your goal. But when you let yourself get emotionally attached to it, you are 100% guaranteed to achieve that goal. When you are emotionally attached, you don't let anything stop you. When you're half committed, anything can derail you from your negative thoughts, other people's opinions, rejections, disappointments. But you guys, when I earned my first car, there wasn't a lot of people that were believing in me. And, how can you get your kids' hopes up? And how can you believe in this? And I was so grateful for the leaders in Mary Kay who taught me that if I would get emotionally attached to the goal and believe in it for 3 months, because that's the timeline I set, I would rather be devastated on day 90 if I miss the goal than be scared to death for 90 days that it might not happen. So that is the difference. Throw your heart over the bar. Let yourself get emotionally attached to it. You should be devastated if you miss a goal. You should not be going, oh, but it's fine. That means you never decided, and that's why you didn't achieve the goal. Okay? Okay. Okay. The second D, so we're on D, the next D now is do. So one thing a lot of people miss is the action part. They're really good at the visualizing and the telling everybody and the goal posters and the making the plan and everything's color coordinated, and they forget to get into action. So that's what D stands for, is do until finished. Be a part of the Din Din Club. Do it now, do it now. Like start now, like today, not January 1st. One of my favorite quotes is, when wrestling a gorilla, you don't quit when you're tired, you quit when the gorilla is tired. But really, how physically exhausting is Mary Kay? Really? It's our mental exhaustion that stops us. And that's from thinking about Mary Kay, but not actually doing anything. And it comes from the doubt and the fear and not being guided and dreaming. So imagine this is from the Breakthrough Code as well. I'm going to give that book credit through this whole training. Have a shredder in your brain. And every time you think a negative thought or a fearful thought or doubt or something somebody else thought it was okay to place in your heart or in your mind, imagine that saying, that wording is on a piece of paper and it's going through that shredder. And you have to do it over and over and over and actually say the noise, like as it's going through your head. People will think you're crazy, but that's okay. Any thought that doesn't serve you needs to go through the shredder. Or those of you who are Yellowstone fans, imagine you're taking those thoughts to the train station and you're just chucking it off a cliff. I remember when I was going through the physical therapy with my back surgery, they were like, you have to strengthen your core. Now, that doesn't mean you need washboard abs. That's not what they mean. What they mean is all the time, you need to think about sucking in your gut, pushing your belly button to your spine while you're sitting in the car driving, while you're walking, while you're watching TV. Just keep, every time you realize, oh, my abs they're relaxed. I need to get them back. So doing that, like even every 5 seconds sometimes, but eventually it does it on its own. You get out of bed and your core automatically like sucks up, right? Not just so you look good, but so you don't throw your back out again. And so that's how we need to be with our thoughts. We get rid of those negative thoughts and we replace them with positive thoughts over and over and over until it just, when you hear a negative thought, you're like, ew, I'm not believing that. And you go on. Okay. The next letter is the letter E, and that stands for every day. Your number one priority must include the activity that supports the results you want, not creative avoidance. Not, well, after I get the house clean, or, oh, we couldn't do it today because of this. So if you said you were going to do 30 minutes of booking calls and something like hit into that and there's only 15 minutes left, you do 15 minutes. You do not say, oh, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. Remember, we're not procrastinators anymore. And that time needs to be IPAs and GPAs. So IPAs are income producing activities, anything that makes you money in this business. Not making baskets, not labeling. You got to make baskets if you're going to sell baskets, but that can't be a majority of your time of your Mary Kay business. And GPA stands for growth producing activities, which is things that will grow your team, things that will grow your customer base. So reorders is not in that. So when I joined Mary Kay, my adopted sales director was Debbie Allen, and she had the Red Jackets read Developing the Leader Within You by John Maxwell. I highly recommend it. But it explains the 80-20 rule, and I've used that in so many areas of my life. So, for example, 20% of your customers will buy 80% of your total sales of the years. So how many of you know you have a team customers? A team. They're the ones that spend most of the money with you. We love them, but 80% of your customer service time needs to be spent loving on and appreciating them. I mean, we love the other 80%, but they're going to order what they want, when they want, how they want, and they're probably not listening to any of your suggestions anyway. But 20% of your team will also create 80% of your recruiting income. Same thing. 80% of your time needs to be spent on the people who are paying attention. So pay attention to who's paying attention. If you're giving your Mary Kay 10 hours a week, 80%, so 8 hours of that time needs to be spent on things that will give you the most return. Booking and holding appointments, getting leads, new consultant orientations if you're a director, coaching people who are in their great starts period in those first 4 months. So after 4 months, they either go in my mind into this is an A-team player. She's shown up, she's coming to meetings, she's working consistently, or she puts herself in the other 80%. I love everybody in my unit, but I can't work with all 300 of them like I do with the top 20%. Following up with hostesses and guests at meeting and pre-profiling your guests. The other 20% or the 2 hours can go to reorders, cleaning your mirrors, office work, making baskets, any accounting, loading your car, unloading your inventory, or delegate all of that. Anything that doesn't actually bring you customers and new team members. Unfortunately, some of us fool ourselves into believing the 20% things are enough. And that's all they do. But we cannot maintain that. It's like dog paddling. You will get tired, and a tired consultant is no fun. And so you start losing ground and you give up and you quit. And you will leave messages for your people like, you don't want to buy any Mary Kay today, do you? It's not even a question, it's a statement. So from the mouth of one of my favorite nationals, Gloria Mayfield Banks, when she grabbed me by the shoulders and shook me and she said, I promise you, it's 12,000 times better than you can imagine to go for your dreams and make them your reality. So I'm going to ask you to go for it. Give yourself a chance. If you're trying, you're lying. You deserve everything your mind can imagine. So what are you waiting for? Thanks, guys, for listening to me.
Ah, that was incredible. I'm so glad we recorded it because I'm going to listen to it over and over and over again. And I actually just started that book. So now I've only been a few pages in, so I'm going to stop and get a notebook too. I want to thank everybody for being on here today. And that was incredible, just incredible. And I don't know, I've been loving these lunch and learns that we all get to connect on a different level. And I, I promise you girls, I will get on the recording as quickly as I can. And I think everybody answered everybody else's questions. Did anybody have anything they need to ask real quick? I know we just have a couple more minutes, but I think we got them all answered in the chat as it was going. Thank you for everybody that was posting in there too in the chat. That's so helpful when you all do that. Thank you. Well, my beautiful friends, we have no excuse for December. Let's go out there. And you do know most people, most top people in the company, December is their best month. So,
Mhm.
I mean, Christmas is really just 2 days. I'll give you 2 days for Christmas. So, I mean, after that, women are done. We are ready to move on to new things. So, I love you all so much. Thanks for joining today. Thank you, my beautiful friend.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me do this.
Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.